People living in Lake Forest say they're having a hard time believing this gruesome crime was committed in their neighborhood. And some of these charges are not able to be retried. Jeremy, you went to that meeting and spoke with customers. They say they've got a lot of questions tonight. The man responsible for a 5.5-hour-long standoff in downtown Mobile is dead. That man, not identified yet, shot himself in the head and died at the hospital. We've been on air since the story broke this morning. Early voting starts tomorrow in Northwest Florida, where one of the biggest races is for mayor of Pensacola. Tonight, Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson is thanking law enforcement and the hundreds of people who helped make Mardi Gras a safe event. It's also been so warm this past week. We're looking for spring break, and we want to know if we can make our plans for the beach right now. And it's not just people who watch your forecasts. My dog is a huge fan, and the reason is because she needs it to help her pick her outfit every day.
I'll take the viewers.
You know, we've seen Chief Meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth ride a bull. We've seen you on a camel. I want to know if we're going to get to see the elephant. This is what we're seeing, but we're going to take a look from the top of the beast from our 360 camera. They tell me there are more than 60 former employees represented in this lawsuit. They tell us they plan to file it as a civil rights issue. They even made a little Christmas magic here in the park. They made a way for it to snow. Let's take a look at this area. It's usually where congregants would meet to worship, but over the next few days, this space is where people will be sleeping to make sure they're safe from these cold temperatures. The Bill's Bar and Burger on the backside of the Golden Nugget, seeing quite a bit of damage here from Hurricane Laura. Take a look.
They peel the paint off the walls, and they use that to camouflage where they've started digging holes into the wall. So whenever we do our daily wall inspections, you can't detect it. And we've had, 20 holes?
Warden Trey Oliver says holes like these help inmates get contraband into their cells. When inmates are inside of cells, officers not only look at the cells themselves, they have to look high and low, making sure there's no contraband in here.
You see the assortment of prescription drugs here. The steak knife, that's our biggest concern.
This is what officers found the morning of our tour in just one 15-minute search of one area. The warden says,
You can hold it. Oh, that's really heavy.
Inmates use metal poles like these.
That's heavy.
Yes.
Torn off of desks. Once the holes are made, inmates use bed sheets like rope.
You see the plastic in that razor wire there?
Yeah.
And you see this line here and there? Those were attempts to get contraband over the wire, but the razor wire caught it before it got in.
This picture shows contraband that did not make it into the jail. The warden says due to a lack of staff and construction impacting the security of the jail's perimeter, corrections officers face a lot of challenges, but officers are constantly coming up with ways to stay one step ahead. Reporting in Mobile, I'm Dana Winter. A spokesperson for the district attorney's office tells me they've launched an investigation. It comes after several complaints from people in backyards that look like this.
He ripped the concrete up and did this spring of last year, and you can still see the progress.
Major delays, leaks, and unfinished work. More than a dozen people joined together on a Zoom call to tell WKRG News 5 their experiences with one contractor, James Gill. We've blurred the computer screen to protect the privacy of those who asked to remain anonymous.
We're out $44,000 and we've got nothing. He didn't buy any equipment or anything for us.
This is what Chris and Stephanie Connell say they were left with after hiring Gill. A massive hole they say they've now paid to fill in on their own.
He started in January, hadn't been back out since then. And then I was informed by him that I needed to go get the permit because he was not licensed.
This is Ty Prim's backyard. He says Gill ripped out a drain and never replaced it. Now he's left with bigger problems.
He came in and ripped it all up, and so the water didn't have anywhere to go. So we had water that came up, flooded this entire deck up here and went into the house.
I hired James. James came out the same day.
This is Kyle Malmay's pool. He says it was supposed to be finished in October.
I paid him that draw in the middle of August, and nothing since then.
Some people we spoke with, like Kyle, tell us this isn't their first go-around. They already lost money to a different contractor who never finished the job. We got Gill on the phone to explain his side of the story.
These people couldn't find people to help them out, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to help these people out. I thought that finally I could do something good, make all the non-believers into believers, and I failed.
We brought the complaints to Gil's attention.
I've been in business for 23 years. If I got 20 mad people over 23 years, that's pretty good because McDonald's could top that number in 1 hour.
Gil says he's paid out nearly $18,000 in the past month to customers, but several people tell us they're still out tens of thousands of dollars and they don't think they'll be getting it back. If you've also been impacted by this, the Mobile County District Attorney's Office asks that you reach out to them.